huis toe. Mama roep my thuis toe. Hy sing vir my, aku mama, aku mama, aku mama, aku mama toe. Mama vat my huis toe. Mama roep my thuis toe. Hy sing vir my, aku mama, aku mama, aku mama, aku mama toe.
Wayne,
Baydu,
jo, ek is alweer hier so met die ding, né?
alweer.
Jy het baie mooi vandag.
Nee, die selle, het lyk amper of ek jou gister laas gesien het.
Het lyk so, maar jou stem is nog altyd soos
Ja, nou,
laaste
het raak
keer
bitter,
gewees.
het raak bitter. Sy weet, dat was de laatste keer, dat was Yusuf Daniels.
Ja.
He wanted me to recite from his book called Living Lekker.
Maar hy was, maar kan ek gewoon nie sê, hy was sy eerste boek, hy het al 7, 12 boeke geskryf.
Exactly.
Sy is nog altyd man sy eerste boek.
But the way I was reading the book, because he wanted to do it for audio,
Oh.
for his audio book.
Betaal
to
het
get-
jy
I
daarvoor?
betaal, but it isn't in rands.
Oh.
It's in coins.
Bitcoins.
Bitcoins, maar niet in coins. But then I,
Wat
that
coins,
is
wat
why,
is een coin?
ja, dat is een coin dat gebit geweest het. Iemand had gebit het op
Is
die
hy
coin.
chocolate coins.
Hy chocolate coins. Ek het maar eigen vrienden. Weet je, hij is op mijn mond gezet. Ik go to gaan. Couldn't afford that, but we're here now, and I'm happy.
We here, yeah.
I feel cool, man. I'm just blah.
I just want to say that I need to say thank you very much to our sponsor.
Yes.
Die mense wat allemaal die possible gemaakt het, die cheap table tennis board, wat ons kan niet anders krijgen, die kilo was die cheap table tennis board. Maar als je mooi kijkt, is het nog cheap.
No, definitely not cheap.
Is
This is top of the range.
Top of
Zij
the
kan niet hier spelen. Zij kan niet
double spelen.
Ik wil actually mijn kop spelen.
Ja,
Zij kan mijn kop spelen.
Soccer,
yeah. So simplified IT services.
IT services.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the
We
board.
really appreciate
Thank you
it.
for the board.
Wakanda forever.
Nie board, dus dat is exco board nie. Board, dus die table, thanks to the table tennis board.
En ons het een nethoekie. Een net.
Ja.
Ja.
Een net, een net. Een net benning.
Een net, ja.
Een net.
Een net. Wie is een net Benning? Is zij niet
Ze
zanger?
is een actress.
Een actress. Ik denk ze is een zanger.
Dat is voor mijn tijd.
Maar zij was
Ik
een net.
Ik was in 1994
Afgevangen.
geboren.
Ja,
So ik ken niet die oude actors.
Ja.
But anyway.
Dat is als
Vannacht is de show begonnen.
ons moet beginnen.
Het is al klaar begonnen.
Oh, ik dank je zo niet, maar dan
Kan ik?
Yes, you can.
Okay. I like to do the official opening. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Wayne Mckay.
And Baydu Adams Vodcast show.
Was je een podcast?
It's a
That's a
vodcast.
vast
Yeah.
podcast.
Die
Ja.
vodcast.
Ja.
Yeah.
Kijk, ik is baie excited for vandaagse guest.
Yes, no, definitely.
It's another guest where we wanted somebody big and we couldn't find somebody big, so we decided to ik speel maar, ja, ik heb mijn moer. Ik speel maar. I've been
DJ Baydu, moet je die mensen zomaar immediately aanvallen. Ze is allemaal zo kamikaze, fighter. No,
I'm
yeah.
joking.
Really?
Kijk,
Ik kan maar niet horen gebleven.
Kijk, ik mag
Ik
blijven
heb
hier.
daar dingen gekomen.
Die way van hij intro, alleen. Ik kan het maar gaan doen. I want to come on big. And then
Why don't you het maar?
Yeah, no, it's fine. Let's keep Baydu that.
nee. Zij wil het doen, laat ze het doen. Ik wil niet van jou vragen. Het zij haar show ooit ge-MC?
No, I haven't, but I'm sure I'm going to get that opportunity very soon after this intro.
Maar weet je wie het haar show ge-MC?
Wie? Jarrr, weet je, zij is ook oorlog.
Maar weet je voor mij gevraagd één keer maar manager te wees?
Jo, dat is zelf persoon. Laat ik
Doe jij maar de intro.
Oh, it's alright.
Nee.
Ik kan nou niet uit toe hier een partij. Ik kon nou de eerste
Ja, hij is
partij.
alles op je credit.
Hij was een vijver.
Hij was een vijver. So, ladies and gentlemen, viewers out there, those of you at Scallum Oekijk that do not have data, but watching on other people's either laptop or whatever the case
Je
may be.
wifi. Daarbij exclusive books.
That's correct, yeah. Of by Vangate Mola and it's like that, but it's spur.
We password. So also kan
Jelle,
wifi.
because Jelle,
Anyway.
yes, en hulle download dan Jelle Shah Rukh Khan series. Aber ik gezien hebben Rylands. But anyway, that's another story.
Another story.
Welcome, our very own. I think I can categorize her as a new soul diva of note.
Sure.
Say for it to the next level.
Sure.
I'm a huge fan for many, many years. And she goes by the name of, ladies and gentlemen and viewers, Claire Phillips in the house.
Not only do I go by that name. That's actually my geboortenaam.
Geboortenaam. Thank you for that.
Ik is niet surprised dat er komt op die woord
Dat
nieuw.
is official.
Waar kom je in
So
die
now
woord
it's new
nieuw?
soul, man.
Nou, hij is
You
recht,
must-
hij is recht, hij is recht.
You
Hij is
must have-
informed.
Ja.
Hij is informed.
Definitely.
Hij is informed individual.
Thank you.
Because most mensen must look at me, they see a live band and a guitar and I said, it's a jazz singer.
Yeah, jazz. And the jazz with the E.
Yeah.
With the E. Not with the A, with the E.
So-
It's jazz.
So officially,
Jazz.
Clay Phillips, welcome. Ons is baie blij vir u te hê. Kijk,
Ik hoop maar sound effects
Nee,
wat nou
nee,
aan
nee,
te
nee,
bij.
laat-
Laat later. Twee mensen. Wat een bijloop.
Niet zeggen, als je budget die. Als je budget is klaar, dan moet je dus
Nice sound effect. Wak, wak. Kijk nou.
So I mean, I check gaat die clear wat jullie
No,
moet
definitely not in this new age.
Voor check.
Clay.
Kijk, die wait sweet al, hij is al zo warm.
Ja, ik moet sweet because kijk, die vrouw vat mij zomaar uit.
Ik-
Anyway,
ja,
anyway, Baydu, you want to
Kan ik maar naar begin?
You can.
Okay.
You
So Clay, welcome to our podcast. On a serious note now. Ons laat te begin met diezelfde question van de eerste mensen. Dan gaan we jou diezelfde question vragen. Please tell us about yourself. Please tell us where you grew up and tell us about your childhood.
Ja, dat kan je nou tussen. Kan je nou
Maar
lelijk
het is Sally, because ik weet, jy is een baie lovable person. En ik is baie lief voor
Okay,
jou.
check.
En zij is baie lief voor mij.
So, I grew up in Ballon. My mom and my dad is originally from District 6.
Oh, okay.
My dad is from Sea Point, Tramway Road. En hulle was daar uitgegooid. So they landed up in Athlone,
Okay.
Silvertown. And from there they started a family. And that's where me, my brother, and my sister came. Bella stayed in the musical section.
Symphony.
Cliché.
Is het die symphony bezig? Waar is die musical?
Ja, daar bij Symphony.
En zij heeft die sturvy mensen bij.
Oh,
Zo'n
oh.
Bella, Credit Extension.
Oh ja, maar ik wou van dat
Ik
extension.
heb gedacht, zij is van die extension, maar ze zegt van die sturvy.
Als dan is waar jong wat op.
Kijk, ik can we just put this into perspective quickly. So Bella, maar moet niet lachen. Bella is van die baie serious. Ze krijgen voor Bella,
Oh.
which is O Bella.
Oh, Bella.
Oh,
That
Oh,
is
Bella.
the Rora. That's where all the double stories.
Oké, oké. Dus hij doet even aankomen.
Nah.
Oké, alright.
Dan krijg je die musicals, die middelstuk.
oh.
Waar de gangsters, dia.
Dat is ook om ik moet zeggen. Dat is ook om sweet exo.
Dat is in middelground.
Maar hij Bella extension goed.
En dan kom je bij de dating.
Oh, maar ik deed
So ik blijf tussen Sodom en Gomorrah.
Oké.
Ja, that's a good explanation.
Thank you for that.
Ik zie nog even soda in Gomorrah.
Really,
It's a no-go zone.
really appreciate
But-
that. Yeah.
Yeah, like any other colored family, we're very musical. All my cousins sing. If you don't sing, you play instrument. Me, I sing and I play.
Yeah. No, Wayne en ik, ons kan niet thuis zien. Because onze cousins kan, maar ik,
Nee, maar ik zie voor jullie zo op die klop.
ja, maar de video zing niet.
Nee, ik zie voor jullie. Jullie maken dit meer kleurvol.
Ons mime. Okay, let's just be clear.
Millie en Vanilla.
Blijf het on the right.
Ik is Malik, ik kan van de
Nee,
Livies.
ik wil van de liefde.
Dus mijn nagen nodig gezegd. Als jij Malik van de Lij is, dan zeg ik dan, jere mami.
Die bakken nou nog koeken.
Anyway.
So, grew up in Bella, went to According Street Primary, went to Paraguay, went to Tigerberg College, where I actually served on the SRC.
Oh, wow.
Yo.
I was the student liaison.
Sissa.
And then I started, I was actually kind of asked to leave Paraguay. I
No.
wasn't expelled, I was asked to leave.
You wouldn't wat het gebeurt.
Keine.
I was
Vaker hij worden.
Wayne, als ik
I'm kind of expelled.
Wat het
You sound.
Kind of.
Sound to sports
asked me to
removal.
leave. I was a very troubled kid.
Nou,
On the SRC.
No, I was just I represented, but
die maakt zo'n geraas in de background.
Hij zei over van tangen van veren. Ja, ja.
Hij was laatste keer
Misschien
ook
niet
geweest.
geweest, ja. Laatst was
Jy
ik.
kan net stoelen skuif en hy is ek besig om my
Exactly.
storie te vertel.
Ja, so, moenie een pakjes van extension te. Moenie.
Can also
Quiet.
producer, can you not bring this payroll guy
Yeah,
with?
please.
It's the second time
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
2 episodes.
Can
Kan
bring
nou,
him
jy mag geraas
the
in die
next
background.
episode,
En
but
hy
not-
hoes en hy lag en sy
En hy
tong gaan
poep.
af en hy-
En hy poep. Ik had dat veel. Ik kan sensitive smell.
Warm
Warme,
walm
want dit is
gekry.
ook sweet ook zo.
Gaan hy van
Anyway,
stad
Clay,
te
Waar was ek nou?
Ek weet nie.
you were saying you were asked, kinda asked.
Okay,
To
so
leave school.
I was the type of child at school to question things. Moenie van my sê die gras is groen nie en die lug is blou nie. Explain it to me.
Oh, ja.
And people thought I was taking a piss when I would ask questions because I was genuinely interested. And the teachers took it as disrespectful. So every day they kan ze mos nie vragen van haar
Yeah,
nie.
no.
So bly.
And so, needless to say, most Monday mornings I found myself in front of the principal's office because I would talk out of turn and ask about things that we weren't supposed to ask about. And then the principal at the time, Mr. Smith, actually called my mom in and said that he doesn't think that the school is suited for me, you know. So I don't know if what that actually, ek is toch een beetje confused with hy.
Wat bedoel
Het jy my
jy eintlik?
gedismiss? Het jy my gestel? Did you let me go?
I think they,
Ek wil net sê.
I think they're still keeping the records. We don't have a record. That's a sealed file. Hulle maak dit op, as top secret. Ons wil nie weet. Jy moet nie eens uitkom nie.
Wayne,
Ja.
ek was gister in Parow geweest. En ek het gepraat oor my gefrietboek gesê vir
Ja,
die mense.
ja.
What's going on there with Parow? Dis dinges, die mall.
No, that was...
Die mall is ook 'n ander vibe, no?
that,
die
uh,
Have you
ceilings
been,
val in
but have you
mekaar
been
en-
inside the mall?
No, is there yesterday?
And it was mos, hoe sê hulle, het was mos
Revamp.
geredone.
Ja, revamp.
Oh, a
Revamp.
few years
Yeah.
ago. mos.
Yeah, I walked in there, it like soos 'n Stasi.
Yeah,
That's
but
bad.
listen, I know that mall. That is just, it's a new way of making malls. So people can see what's
retro.
in the mall and very deep into the mall.
Retro.
So as jy, because
Okay.
there's other malls that ek weet wat mense gaan shopping at. Toevallig mall.
Ja, ek weet
I don't
jy-
mention the name of the mall.
Somerset-
But no, I don't say the name, but I just know.
Somerset
Die
Mall.
mense was ook collapse. Hier kom my julle
So nou kan
ceiling
jy
af.
sien.
En jy is
Sien die ceiling as ek aan die Parow se mall
So
toe.
that is the reason why when they sien Parow Mall. Moenie eens try Middestad Mall nie. When you go into that, it's like you're going into midde.
Nee,
Mid-
Middestad Mall, you don't walk in, you run in.
You run in. You might not come out, but you run in.
This podcast is not sponsored by
Any more. More. Thank you.
Thank you.
You just mentioned your name.
Kan Claire nog
Certainly.
praat?
Yes, Claire.
Anyway,
Waar was ek?
ek weet nie.
Ek is verlore, joh.
Because sy was in die mall
Oor die
geweest.
skool.
Sy begaan na Canal Walk, ek weet nie exactly waar sy gaan, maar sy gaan in Middestad Mall van Parow se mall raak sy verlore.
Hy remind vir jou, maar hy was vir jou gedistracted. Hy praat, ek was in Parow Mall. Jay's besig om jou life history te vertel hier
Nou, my
van Mr.
story.
Smith's sealed file. Parow Mall. Wat
toe
jy help daai.
Nee, net Mr. Smith, die meneer Willem Smith.
Okay.
Oh.
That's
Oh.
Willem Smith.
Okay, now
So-
we see where
so-
this is going.
Oh.
So, yeah.
But as ek aan skool nou kyk,
Uh.
yo, if I could go back to school now, I'd go there. I think that school is doing brilliantly. The leadership has really changed. It's more all-inclusive, you
Quite.
know. They are really working on developing the child as a person and not just academic,
Quite.
academic,
Yeah.
academic.
No, that's
Which
beautiful.
die is, I mean, as ek by so 'n skool gewees het, I would have flourished, you know. I couldn't do the maths and all of that shit. But English, my English was good, my bio was good, which is kind of weird though. But the English was really good. But school wasn't for me, Baydu.
I didn't like school either. I went there with the pretty girls. About talent shows.
I think I also went there for the
Dis 'n file. Kan ek nog eens terug? Al jare. Hulle ban my in midde.
praat van
Mr.
talent show.
Smith, open that file. Why did she leave the school? She not kind of wanted to leave.
But
But
we
want to know the truth.
Met de
Kijk,
emo.
je praat van talent shows. Ik was ook in een talent show. But when I was a teenager, I was Janet Jackson bedonen. For many reasons. She was very, Baydu.
Ze kwam in jokes.
She was very entertaining.
She was a breast of things.
She was a breast of fresh
Yeah.
air.
Can't you see? Unparable to a breast of thing. This is what your podcast
This is
is
brought to
all
you by
about.
KFC.
Kijk, so you walk into my room, dak miras net Janet Jackson posters.
That's from You magazine.
No, ik was met musica toe. Ik heb actually posters gekocht.
Oh, okay. Dat was
was-
so uitrol.
Ja, ik was zo
I've never met anybody that bought posters in music. I must be honest.
I bought
Quite.
posters.
No, I'm
Ik was
the first
daar
person that bought posters. And how is that for you now?
The
You know, when I look
psychiatrist.
back on it, now, I realize actually why.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It was a sort of a closet case.
Velvet rope.
Maar toen kom ik in die lach in.
Ja,
dus,
ja.
And there was a talent show at school, and there was a group of girls. They said we're gangsters, but we weren't. We were just a conglomerate of girls together who stood by each other. And this company of women had a name called the Bossiekinders.
Conglomerate Bossiekinders.
PK for life.
Yeah,
Which was given to us by the Paler people that time. And we were the Bossiekinders. And we embraced it.
You know what? Wayne and I never had that problem because we went to Woodlands High. There was no pile people there. But dat is die eerste probleem. Jy gaan na skole waar daar pile mense is, dan word jy gediskrimineer.
Can jy vir my imagine by Excelsior of by Bella Huh?
He's your
Seriously. My man met paard gebied. You need a chance, my child. We want to give you at least a chance.
Kwaai. En toe die Bossiekinders?
To decide, ons gaat nou mime, we're gonna do that Janet Jackson, I Get So Lonely move. So lonely.
Nou kom ek klein nou sing. Maar ek nou begin te sing.
Pas je roek.
That song, right? Nou, die music video's moes wit hemde en swart bras en swart broekjes. Right? Ek het die Bossiekinders live op die stage. Miss Jordani standing in the curtain wing, the home economics teacher who couldn't stand me. And the song begins, and we walk out.
It's more sensual.
Choreograph, meneer. So the song goes on and it's performed lekker. Kids are going apeshit, awesome, cool stuff. And then at the end of the song, we were supposed to rip our shirts open and then just reveal our black bra. My beru. Toe hy laaste beat bam maak, toe maak ons wag. Toe lyk Miss Jordan close.
Oh, Miss Jordan, I hope you're watching this.
Ons het vir 'n maand na die voor die office gestaan. Ja.
Oh my word.
Yo, that was a... And no, I'm so happy that there wasn't cell phones and that. Because people would have blackmailed me with that.
Would have gone viral.
Yo! So yeah, ik heb ook een talent show gedaan.
Did you sing at this talent show?
No, we were going on Malibanali. No, I didn't. At the time, I knew I could sing, but I never sang in front of people yet. So I always knew I could sing, but I was very shy, contrary to popular belief.
Here we go.
Yeah.
And we are now on that. We might as well go there.
Yes, can I ask that question, if you don't mind? Because Pero...
Julle te baie, ek weet nie.
No, kyk, ek is van school af. Hy moes met my.
Wie is die man en wie is die vrou?
No, there's no man and vrouw.
Weet je wat, no? We might as well, ik heb het laatst ook gezegd, we might as well call this a Wayne Mckay
Mckay
show.
show. Yeah, but then we had space.
Dan kan julle miskien 'n kwai sponsor kry, né?
Hy is op 'n skool.
Hy is van die KFC as a sponsor.
As dit 'n Wayne Mckay show is, dan kan kry jy hulle McCain veggies.
Ayo, ja, maar hy's in 'n frozen dan is child number 4. Sure, imagine McCain veggies
Do
is
you
so
want to
cool.
build this?
Met eetjies en worteltjies? No, I don't think so.
Hy kan jy koop by die supermarket in die mall.
Ja, ek dink ek sal weekie die eetjies al die hele tafel voor lê, sal die weekie. But Claire, sing that
Something about is this Woolworths water?
No,
I don't know, because like I just took a sip of this water and I'm feeling very, very accomplished right now.
Claire,
Even my pink is going up.
you mentioned earlier about the fact that you knew you could sing. You haven't had the opportunity, not in front of an audience yet. But when being a fan of Janet Jackson and all that, where did you find you as an artist? Where did it start off?
It started out in Standard 1 at the Cordian Street Primary. I'll never forget this day, actually. Let me take this off. It's that serious.
Ik wil gevraagd hebben, wanneer gaat je die brillen afhalen?
Nee,
Because
ja.
ik heb mijn brillen vergeten op die andere tafel. Dan moet ik nou, ik wil niet awkward geweest.
ja.
Nee.
Wayne het jy ook jou brillen hier saam.
Somewhere,
Ons almal
somewhere.
Not everybody deserves to sing to my soul.
Maar weet je hoe kom?
Sing nou.
Ik weet je camera kan wijs, die ringlight wat daar is. Because my word, die ringlight.
Ja, dis hoekom
It's blinded by the light.
ek voel amper seker net
Blinded by the ringlight.
Transformer movies
Sorry,
in
gaan
het klein
sorry.
sorry.
Waar was ons nou? Julle
Ons weet nie.
confuse
Ons,
my.
kyk, ons ken nie, ons praat niet op mekaar.
Oh, wait. Standard one.
Standard
I had
one.
this teacher Cole. She used to put us on the mat and she had a guitar and she would sing to us. So at the time, Karen White,
Yes.
I'm not a superwoman,
Mania.
was out. Opgeskoot, nou, vra sy nou vir ons, wat wil ons sing? Nou sê ons die song. Right, nou sing ons. En ek sing, moest ek ken die song, nou sing ek die song. When I realized, jy, maar ek sing haar nou alleen. Toe kyk Amelie Lighties vir my in die klas aan. En sy kyk ook vir my aan met groot oor. And she dropped the guitar and ran out of the class. Nou dink ek, jy, wat het ek nou
Is
gedoen?
dat weer principles
Sal
office?
weer principal's office. What did I do
Kind of
now
asked
again?
to leave.
So she came back with like 4 other teachers.
Wow.
And she said, okay, sing again. En ek sing toe en hulle is, wow, right, Monday morning Clay is going to sing in the
Assembly.
In the assembly. Kyk hier, jy hulle Clay, Mike. Clay, you going to sing that song, no? Yes, miss. Yes, miss, I'm going to sing the song, miss. I know it. Kyk hier, ek staan. Also, there wasn't even a stage. You must only stand
I
on the
quad.
stoepie.
I
quad.
Quad met die stoepie. Toe maar voor die klas. Kijk, en teacher David says, ta-na-na. Nou moet ek moest begin. Ek staan so. Tan-tan-tan.
Shame, man.
I froze, bro.
Wow.
I froze. Never spoke about singing again until standard 2. Teacher Jafter. Hoor jy hoe oud is ek? Ek gee my ouderdom
Ja,
weg,
nou,
want
die
ek het
teacher
nou-
se name.
Teacher Jafter.
Ja.
Teacher Jafter gaat om en hulle vra nou vir almal wie wil wat doen. Nou sê ek, kyk, ek smaak die sing waar ek sê, I want to be a singer,
Ja.
miss. Teacher, I want to sing. Oh, the silence in that class. Hij begon allemaal te lachen. Oh, ik is so embarrassed. Anyway, and she calmed down the situation. After that, I was like, you know what? Beep, the singing business. And then my pa het 'n ballroom band gehad. Rainbow Connection. Here die naam. Rainbow Connection. And one day I used to go with because I was interested in ballroom. I was interested in the music. It was live. It was live, so I could, you know. Toe was my sister ook saam mee. And at the time, Michael Jackson, You Are Not Alone. That was the song. And hulle speelde die song. And the girl, the woman, the lady who was singing in the band, Rhonda, a voice effed out, you know. And they started playing the song, and my sister just pushed me out.
Wow.
Toe moet ek sing, my pa kyk vir my aan, ek moet, so weet as jou pa jou daar oor gee, then you must do the things, you know. And I start singing, en maak my oor toe, en ek sing, en die band gaat aan, en die band gaat aan. When I opened my eyes, no one was dancing. Everybody was in front of the stage just like this.
No, nice.
And I was like, that day I knew that this is what I'm supposed to do.
Oh, man.
Clay, I'm going to have to interrupt you here. You've probably and obviously heard this a million times before. You have one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard. And I always make the association when I'm in a studio and I worked in radio all my life. And when you sing live, I say goosebumps, correct? It's happened every time you've sung. You are so blessed
Oh, thank
with
you.
an amazing voice. And you are one of the most talented people in this country. And it's for me, as a friend, and I've known you for a while, it's almost sad that you have not gone even bigger than what you are as an international star. I know you've been international, but so you see that level of the Beyoncé's and whatever, because there's a gift here that not everybody has. Why then I would wish we could see, because can you have
Kyk,
brain nooit sing nie.
op hy note, no? Sinds vir my, ek wil nie op Beyoncé wees nie. Ek wil nie, I have no desire to be famous. The only thing I want is for as much people that I can to hear my voice and to hear my music, because ek het hy gedagte wat, no matter what you're going through, no?
Yeah.
If you listen to me and I sing to you, something inside of you just it clicks. It makes everything okay. It's that hope. It's that alles gaat alright. Met moenie worry nou, sit hier en gee al einde van die maand nie, pat. Jy,
gonna
ons
be
is nou
okay.
in die feeling, man.
Akkurat pos.
Posico.
I'm exactly the same when I tell my jokes, when I change people's lives.
Anyway, can we move on? Via Paramore. Just we want... Create
The Wayne Mckay show.
and Baydu. Vodcast. Just on the, Baydu mentioned also.
Is die jou intellectual stem?
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's why I'm looking at the mic.
As
And
as 'n stem met slogan.
they must say, you must know.
You know,
Yeah, because I want to get to the crux as of the matter. Because I must be overworked. I get goosebumps. I like your first album,
Yeah.
right? Say My Name.
Yes.
No? When
Wayne
I
Mckay.
yes, when I remember when I heard it further. No, I'm just being honest here now. When I heard it, I didn't. I have no say. Ik het nie die original ja vergeet. Ik het 'n copy. Fake.
Ik waren niet zo lang
it's
dat
fine.
gehoord.
But I listened to it on a CD that someone dubbed, and I was like, no, who's D? Because I like all artists' music, and then immediately I just, you play the album 6, 7, 8, 9 times, and you get to like what you like. There's maybe 9 tracks, but you're like, okay, I like 4, 5 tracks. But I enjoy the entire album. And then at the same time, you think to yourself, but listen, this particular artist sounds very international. That's the eerste ding, because I never saw you, I heard you. Okay, there's where it come from. So I compared you with the Jill Scotts firstly.
Oeh.
Erica Badu, right? But as Badu, but I say Badu, was it I synergy?
Badua.
Badua, wow.
Baydu.
Kara, kara. And a whole lot of artists in that kind of field. And that's why I must say that really inspired me to say, listen, I'm actually also honored in a sense to know there's someone from Cape Town that's doing music at a high level. But when did you do this? Because the question I asked you earlier, when did you decide to, in terms of being as a singer and all that, but where did you decide the
Genre?
in the sense that you wanted to?
I don't think I decided on a genre. I think it just happened. Like I play bass. That was the first thing I could play was a bass guitar,
Yeah.
right? And I liked the groove. I liked the sexiness of it. I liked that heartbeat. That
Yeah. Yeah.
I liked that, you
Yeah.
know. And it moved me. And I'm a very flirtatious. I'm a very affectionate. I'm a very sexy person. So music for me is not what music is for most people. For most people, they use music as a ways to forget, as a ways to just do, But for me, music it's a spiritual thing. It's a medicinal thing. It's as ancient times now to gaan. Nou, opa groot, it's ancient. Musicians and singers were seen as healers.
Yeah.
Because as jy in a bad by is, hy gaan jy 'n sekere number opsit.
Yeah.
If you want to feel inspired, you're going to put on a certain type of song. You're going to listen to a certain type of artist.
Yeah.
I have done everything from drum and bass
Okay.
to kwaito, to house, to R&B, to neo soul, to jazz, to
Even vocals on hip hop.
even vocals on hip hop, And I've just taken all these things that I like and kind of squashed it into a clear Phillips sound. And you
Yeah.
can't, that is something that I'm very proud of. No matter what I touch musically, with who I collaborate, when I step to the mic, when I step with my pen, when I come with my guitar, and I touch your track, you're going to feel my flavor. You know what I mean? And that is something that I hate to do it, but ek moet my pa dankie sê vir dit. Because as a laity, you would sing and you would sing and you just, Daddy, look here. Daddy,
Show
look
for the
here.
auntie, show for the auntie next time at the
Sing
table.
for the aunties, and it was, and as a kid, all you want is your dad or your mom to say, nah, you're quiet.
Quiet, yeah.
You know? And he never did that. He was like, why are you sounding like Whitney Houston? Why are you trying to sing like Mariah Carey? Why are you sounding like this one? Where's your voice? En ek het het nooit verstaan nie. Until I got older and I realized, oh, this is what you mean. Don't imitate, you create. No one is going to sing better than Beyonce. No one is going to sing better than, that is their power. And I didn't realize that. I thought for me, for people to like me, I had to imitate them.
Sure.
And I am, you know where I'm going with this,
Very
right?
much.
And that is the thing that a lot of Cape Town, and I'm going to get into trouble for this, but ek gaan die
No,
waarheid
speak
praat.
the truth.
A lot of Cape Town artists get caught up in and stuck in. I started out with a band called, wat is hulle naam nou? Loading Zone. And I used to sing covers, but when I sang a cover, I would sing it and imagine it the way I would sing it, right? But there's this culture in Cape Town where we have amazing singers, but they sound like. You sound like. No, you can, and in Cape Town there's this notion that you only quiet, you can sound like someone else. What is that saying to me? Am I not good enough? Does my voice not matter? So I'm standing up and trying to show Cape Town musicians especially that your power is your authenticity. That is your power, your authenticity, because there is no one else like you. There's no one else like Claire Phillips. No one can sing like me. They can cover my music, but they're not going to give you the same feeling I can. And that is
beautiful.
my power.
That's beautiful. I was at a book launch. I think I've relayed the story at my launch. I was someone else's book launch, and the MC spoke, and he spoke on behalf of, I think it was Hello April, where Hello April said, colored people are so good at imitating everybody else, which is such a sad thing. I'm involved in a lot of things, and every time they come up with creative ideas, and I'm like, guys, no, man, why must we do it? Why must it be like the Nike sign? Why is it like Adidas? Do your own thing. Come up with your own spreekwoord or your own words and all of those type of things.
Like the Wayne Mckay and Baydu show.
It would have been Baydu first, but no.
Sy
Anyway,
kop is groot.
I
man.
made a followers on Facebook.
But Clay, and that's why I said earlier on that I heard you, I never saw you, and that's why I did the comparison, because you sounded very international.
My best friend's son, his name is...
I don't have a son, Claire. So.
No, my other best friend.
So be more specific, elaborate.
Not the one in the Fanta Blakkie. So his name is Luki, right? And I go to him and I play him the new single that I dropped, Amongst the Stars. So he's playing it, and the kid is lying. He's lying on the bed with his tablet, and he's listening. And his dad says to him, maar nou ek praat soek, because hulle word baie sag groot gemaak, man. So ek is net so samen, salute, Luke, away, Luke, like that, you know, ek wys van my ghetto. So he's used to me speaking in a very, you know, and then he hears me sing, and he's like, his dad says to him, do you know that that's Claire? He says, wow, that's so different. So when people meet me, they don't know what I do, the normal response is, oh, so you're a hip-hop artist. And I say, no, I'm an artist. So what do? I sing. So jy lekker so. Right, nou tel ek vir gitaartjie op. Sit vir mic lekker. 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Is this thing on?
And I start to sing. I mean, you've seen it. And people turn around and
Stop what
like
they
I
do.
always thought, like when I just came back from Joburg, I'll never forget the show. We did a show at West End, right? And there were other artists on before me, and everybody was dancing and going on. And I always thought that I'm doing something wrong. Because when I step on the stage, people stop what they're doing. They put their drinks down, and they are just like this. And I thought, like, I want them to dance and move like you do it to the other stuff. But they listen.
Listen, yeah.
And when I was younger, I didn't realize that that is actually one of the greatest compliments. You know?
And then it's the command and respect
Yeah.
that an audience actually show you, because it shows that they have interest in what you are singing, and they're listening, where you would like, no, but, oh, you know, I want them. But like you just said earlier on, even with your dad saying to you, but why are you being like this person? Why are you sounding as be you? And that is when you come onto that stage, and that's how you've grown over the years. And I can understand also now why you've become that rebel with a cause, by questioning things very early, even at school, and coming to this point where you are now in life, where you have to question certain things, with, for example, airplay of you, the authentic you of your music that you create. So you're very protective over that music, because you want to, you want it airplayed, but you still, like the late Prince Nelson, wanted creative rights over your own music. That's why he wrote also, you have tattoos, he had tattoos also of being a slave to music industry. But I understood his battle as well. You also had battles in terms of whether it's giving your music out where you wanted to get it out.
To the
whether it's
industry.
The industry in itself. Can you tell us more about that?
You know, they are, and this blows my mind, and I don't think I will name the radio station. and I'll tell you why. I don't want to be more ostracized than I already am, okay? So there's this radio station. So my music is played all over the world. I'm number one in the UK radio stations, Germany, wherever you want to go. I'm on there, right?
Yeah.
And this radio station says to me, they have never played anything from my first award-winning album.
Ah, here we go.
They've never played anything from my second album. Every single I've dropped after that, they've never played any of it.
Okay.
And when I asked the question, you know what they said to me? I'm too urban. Now, urban in this industry means offensive, means not politically correct, right?
Okay.
And you have artists like Nasty C, you have artists like Amanda Black, you have artists like Youngster CPT, who is on high rotation there.
At the
And
same radio
At the
station.
same radio station, and then they look at me and say to me that I'm too urban. So that doesn't make sense to me. So even with all my accolades, all my awards, all of everything that I've done, I still, at this stage in my life, have to prove myself to South Africa, or to Cape Town at least.
Yeah.
And that, I've always wanted to be that artist that put Cape Town on the map. I've always wanted that.
Yeah.
And I've realized that I can't put Cape Town on the map because they won't allow me to. You understand?
Yeah.
So now I go wave my flag in
Sure.
Europe. I go wave my flag elsewhere. And I'm accepted. But where I'm come from, where I'm supposed to be celebrated, and this is a huge radio station, guys. A huge one, a big one.
Do you think, and let's just be honest here, do you think it's a personal thing? Do you think it's, I mean, because for them to say that you are too urban, and then you are playing guys who are extremely talented like the Youngsters and Nasty C's and Amanda Blacks, and then you're playing their music is a huge contradiction. So could it be a personal thing, or do you think it's something else?
Do you know, when I was younger, I might have pissed off a few people with my overconfidence. And I think colored people especially, we have this crab bucket syndrome.
Pull each other down.
That if one of us is doing good, ons gaat vir jou net hou, sy gaat nêrens heen. And when we wonder why other races are more successful, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to get so much flack for this, but I don't care. Colored people, firstly, need to start being comfortable with being uncomfortable. That's the first thing we need to do. The second thing it is we need to do is colored people need to realize the power that we have. And I'm going to use CakeNet as an example. CakeNet would never make a colored-inspired movie or have colored directors or colored camera people, you know what I mean? Because colored people are deemed as poor. Colored people are deemed as people who do not support. They dropped Alan Pakis. They dropped Norma 37. What happened? They dropped Four Corners. When we were given the opportunity to start telling our own stories, what happened? We flocked
Yeah, Claire.
to the, I'm getting goosebumps as well. We
The cinemas,
flocked to the studios. We flocked to the bioscope, to the movie houses. You know what I mean? Then Suidooster pops up. Then Armsvlei pops up. And what it proved to them is that the colored buying power is so strong. But no one's
underrated.
having this conversation. If we realize that as a unit, as a people, we are so strong, we are
Powerful.
so talented, we are the best in everything. We are the best sports people, we are the best musicians, we are the best actors and actresses. You understand? But as a people,
It's a mindset.
and people always say, yeah, you can't talk about apartheid, you must stop blaming that. But once you understand the psychological
Yep.
effect that had
Yep.
on the generations of
To come.
carrying it over and carrying it over. I fetched my dad's auntie yesterday. My dad's sister, my auntie. And she says to me, Claire, can you just take me to Spar quickly? I said, okay, Nana, we'll go to Spar, it's around the corner from us. And there's this white guy as a car guard. Young, beautiful boy, blue-eyed, blonde hair. She looks at me and she says, "Hy fooi tog as hartseer om vir hulle so te sien." I went off at her. I went off at her, and I realized in that moment that it's 2023, right? And we still have that white is better, white is best. The whites must get I can't. I went at her, and I had to teach her and show her, but why? Why does it make you uncomfortable to see a white car guard? But it doesn't make you uncomfortable to see a black
and
or a
colored.
colored car guard. Because in your mind, that is all that we are worth. You understand? And these are the type of conversations that we must start having. You know, how do colored people deal with trauma? We laugh about it.
True. And I mean, that probably one of the most powerful parts of this interview right now, but it is something that myself and Wayne, myself and other friends have been talking about for the longest time. It is a mindset problem. We need to identify that a part that has done stuff to us. But the most important thing that you mentioned now is we've never dealt with our trauma.
No.
We met our high school friends, about 2 years ago, we started getting together with a WhatsApp group. And the first time we got together, we actually spoke about our trauma. And the trauma we've encountered is way beyond. I mean, Wayne and I were kind of kids of the 80s. We went to high school in the 80s, and, you know, some of us are parents, some of our friends are grandparents. And our kids and our grandkids are not going through that shit. But we had to deal with it. We had to deal with our parents, with that old mentality. We went through it, and then the new South Africa came, and new things, and we still have not dealt with teachers throwing you with the freaking blackboard thingy. We've still not dealt with your parents and your neighbors telling you shit and you're good for nothing. We've still not dealt with, as you said earlier, the demographics. There's a certain stage in which you fall into. And I think if we, and I'm going to kind of cut this talking about, I think if we can realize, like you said, and I fully agree with you, the power we have as the Cape Flats, as colored people, this could be a whole new conversation.
Guy.
But we don't.
Guy.
We keep on copying, we keep on doing what other people do, and you are so right, Clay, the Arensvlei, the Four Corners, when you bring that to life, people flock to go and see it because it's us. Our stand-up comedians who are making jokes about us. And I have it in my book. I talk about it. I talk about us needing to be proud of ourselves. Ek is nou klaar gepraat. Ek wil sommer huis toe gaan, maar sy kan nie beter as die kry in 'n interview anyway.
Oh, definitely. Gaan die trane loop al.
Praat sy, maak question.
But Clay,
Sinja, julle moet dink as
ja,
julle
maar
vir my
ons
goeders
moet
verander. Because
ons
ek,
moet vir
I'm going to tell you the truth.
yeah,
I'm going to
very
be real.
important. Now I love that. But Clay, you know, and one of the things I think Baydu is going to mention it, but I'll also mention it. The tattoos. How did that come about?
How did it start?
Sy het net een, hè?
Ja, ek het dit een grote. So, when I was younger and in Joburg and living the life, I became involved in, even before that, I'm not ashamed of it, I used to do copious amounts of drugs, right? Everything. Coke, heroin, tuck, whatever it was there, I took it. And I actually, I'm so grateful for my tattoos because if you sit there and you ask me, Claire, where were you in 2008? I'm not going to be able to tell you.
Wow.
But if you maybe tell me what songs were out, what music was popular at the time, then I can tell you.
Sure.
So now when I look at my tattoos, it's my story. It reminds me of where I was and in what point in my life.
In your
you know?
life, yeah.
It started with this one. And this, you know, I'm going to say this, a Tukop did this for me.
Wow.
And before he tattooed me, he went into the room and he took a hit and then he came out and tattooed it. Needless to say, it's hot verkeerd. But I won't,
Needles to say.
yeah, I won't change it because that reminds me of a time in my life. You know, these stars remind me of a time in my life. Voyance. When I was in Joburg, I had a band. Andre Hope was the bass player, and Kisangwa Mbuta Jr. was the drum player. He was from Congo, Brazzaville. And I named my band Clairvoyance. So this will always remind me about that time. Everything on me means something. Like
Sy het nou shot jy af. Just
Even like,
a Janet Jackson vibe.
yeah, yeah. So
even
I
this
get so
tattoo.
angry.
Like I was going through the most, guys, like really just having a cacti, it was a podcast,
Oh, yeah.
a cacti in my life. And I needed to remind myself of my power. I needed to remind myself that, kyk, jy het al so baie dinge teëgekom, man. Jy is hy soldaat. And I did this on my chest, so now every time I look into the mirror, I see a warrior. I see not just me, but everybody who came before me and started this journey. You know what I mean? That's what I see. So my tattoos for me are a reminder of who I am, where I've been, and where I'm going.
The story about, and I don't want to talk about the tattoo of Baydu's name on
That
you.
one's here.
Your tramp stamp.
My tramp stamp.
But what I want to quickly ask, because I'm very serious, but what I want to ask, I had no idea about the drugs stuff. And we spoke about the Salome. We had a similar kind of journey. How did you go from there to there? What made you go like, whoa, genoeg nou?
Oh, I started doing drugs when I was I started smoking weed when I was like maybe 15, 14.
Mr. Smith.
And then as I went on, then I got into ecstasy, I got into all these things. And I'm going to be honest, it was liquor. It made me feel good because at the time I was feeling like shit. I needed an upper, you know. And I went through that whole experience, got to Joburg, and then I discovered cocaine. I was like, what is this? And Baydu, I would wake up with a bottle of Jameson next to me. And like maybe 3-4 grams of coke next to my bed, some heroin, and no one knew. Like I did a shoot. Let me tell you how bad it was. I did a shoot, right? And the photographer says to my manager at the time, we've been shooting since 5 a.m. It is now almost 4 o'clock the afternoon. Make her a couple of lines. She's tired. She looks tired. Wake her up.
Yo,
Daai was my liewe.
it's bad.
It was bad, meneer. And it got to a point where I was like, I woke up one day, and the girlfriend of me at the time also had a very big drug problem, and she went into rehab. And I was like, nah.
This is not for me.
Dis is vir my nie, man. Dis is wie ek is.
Yeah.
This is not how I was raised. This is not, what is this? And then I started diving into, why am I doing this? And when I was brave enough, I realized why. You know what I mean? And I stopped it, and I was one of the lucky ones. Because if you're doing heroin, you're not coming out of it.
Correct.
Yeah.
You know? Which also just affirmed that I have a greater purpose here. And I think the Almighty, the universe, whatever it is you want to call it, Allah, God, whatever you refer to it, had to make my youth and my upbringing so troublesome and so dark and so gritty, so that when I reach an age, I am able to have real empathy with people. I can go around to schools and speak to young girls because I was that
And you were
girl.
there?
I was there.
Yeah.
How do you teach a kid about drugs if you've never done a line in your life? How do you talk to someone who has
You don't understand. You don't know their
has
story.
sexual or physical or mental abuse?
Yeah.
If you can empathize and be like, oh, I'm so sorry,
But you don't know.
but you don't
Never been
know.
raped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even for all of those things, I'm grateful because now I can connect, I can help, I can uplift, I can inspire, which is right now my life's purpose.
Just coming back to your music. Now, most artists, for example, they'll do one great album, then there's an expectation there needs to be a better one, right? But any artist, there's that downtime, or even if you're an author, writer's block or whatever. You've had some of those hurdles. You might have had some of those hurdles, or you're like, am I still an artist? Am I still this? What is my purpose? You spoke about your purpose. Just take us through quickly where you are now, because earlier you mentioned the fact that you wanted to put Cape Town on the map, but it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like as if Cape Town wants you to put them on the map.
Yeah.
But you highly esteem in different parts of the world, number one, UK, all these other spots. Just tell us quickly about that journey where there's like there's just a flat line.
As an
And
artist, it is important to live. You can't create if you're not living. So even in that downtime, when you are not writing, when you're not feeling creative, that is all part of the experiences that causes you to write.
Okay.
Like you just released a book, right? So now he has to love again. He has to experience. He has to go through things, ups, downs, girlfriends. He has to go through all of that, and only then he can
Yeah,
create.
right.
So for me, what real art is, Erika Badu says it's so lovely. She says that you get artists that imitate. You sing the song like this. This is how you're gonna sing it,
Yeah.
and you copy it. Then you get artists who sing from a place that is deep. It's from your gut. It's from I love this. You know?
Yeah.
There's that two type of artists. For me, real art comes from that gut wrenching. You wouldn't be able to write the book that you did without that life experience, without living it. You understand? When you do decide to write a book, Wayne,
Which will happen.
Hy het gesê hy het Boetensaartjie geskryf. I don't believe
Yeah, but
it.
that was the
Then-
first. That was just a try book.
your life will be there. I did an interview with Sarah Jane Mkwala. I'm just reading a book of hers now, and then I'm going to get into yours. Mad Bad Love. And she asked me, Claire, you have such a profound story and such an inspiring one. Why haven't you written a book yet? And I thought about it, and I thought to myself, you know, maybe I need to put my story down. Maybe I need to share
think you
it with the
should.
world.
I think
Maybe
you
I should, you know, tell my version of how I grew up. So I hope that answers your question.
No, definitely.
Even in the downtime, it's still living, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
It's still, and yes, there was times where I was just feeling like, I'm not writing, I'm not feeling creative, what's wrong with me? But then I realized it's in these times that you are living. It is these times that the lyrics are formed, that the melodies
Yeah.
are formed, but you don't hear it yet.
Normal person that come and see you at the show, they don't understand that. They can't.
They don't understand that.
Boy, die interview is te serious
It
vir
is,
my. En
but we're spoken to a
it's
serious
beautiful.
artist,
Sy
yeah.
sy is serious. Sy like kakpraat.
Ek het gesê, weet ons kan vloekie?
Ek kan sê kak.
We're not supposed to.
Ek piep myself
Maar
al
die
heel
laaste interview toe sê die ou P-word.
Sam
No,
Yusuf.
no, I said philanthropy.
But listen, we're coming to the end of it now. I just want to, I think would you be able to sing for us a couple of times? Ek weet nie gitaar sang maar iemand sê, kan mos ek kapella, maar sy is mos kwaai. She's got the most beautiful voice, Wayne.
Ja, dat hoor je wat met je dan van mij. Ja.
That's why I took your name on that.
But before we even get there, I know we're gonna get there because Claire's my job, man. Ek het beswaar.
Nee, wacht. No accompaniment, wow. So, is it the way you say my name? That look in your eyes makes me your slave. There's no one to blame, but baby, you. You put a spell on me. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay,
I love it.
we're going to have to let you go, but I quickly want to just ask about your tour, because ek was nou die wêreld getoer, nie net Hermanus nie. And ek gaan PE toe, by the way, just that everybody needs to know I'm going to PE on
Okay.
the 1st of August. I'm going to be traveling, guys, in Quebec. I'm going to international airport. Ek gaan daar vir 'n week. So I'm also busy, my schedule.
Op die cheap stuff like, hang die flare.
But I think if you could just quickly just tell us about your tour that you did, and then your new song.
Did 8 cities in 2.5 weeks.
Yo.
The best time of my life. I was living life, guys, and being treated like I'm supposed to be treated, like the queen that I am, you know? We did Leipzig, Hanover, Berlin, Frankfurt, Hamburg, Switzerland, Amsterdam. Wat vergeet ik nou?
Woeste.
Woeste. Genatendal. Genatendal.
Hy part van die tour.
En hy kyk, ek kan nie German of hy goed as praat nie. But die mense, they reminded me of who I am.
Oh, okay.
They reminded me of my gift, and they reminded me that I've got work to do, yeah.
Is it good? Was it good for your creativity
Sure,
and your
but,
soul?
you know, no? So I'm a musician, right? So I've been playing these songs, and sometimes I feel that I started hiding behind my big band. I started hiding behind the backing vocalist. I
Yeah.
started hiding behind the arranging of the music, you know. And when I did this European tour, I was alone, just me and my guitar.
Oh man.
And I was playing amongst bands, full
Sure.
bands. Nou moet ek kom.
Stik jy alleen uit?
Stik ek alleen uit my broer, doen. Hello everybody.
And your German accent.
in my German, shame jy weet my meisie was so kwaad aan my. Nou weet jy daai kan. Ek het altyd al die gewone, maar te doen ek is guilty man.
Wat is ek?
But I understand why. I go to the market or you go anywhere, someone asks you what's your name. You say Claire Phillips. I say sorry. I say Claire Phillips. I say sorry. I say Claire Phillips.
Hey.
They understand.
Yeah.
I ask for, can I have some water, please? Sorry? Can I have some water, please? Sorry? Sorry, can I have some water? Water.
Ty's almal
Kijk,
Italian.
nou vond ik moest ik goes aan die aand, man. Maar nou het ik heel dag zo gepraat. Nou is ik dit zo van, baby, how are you doing? Dat zijn narend van mij gezegd, Clay, can you just talk normal?
Where is Bella?
Wait, and I had to explain to her that, like, if I don't cross my T's or my R's, they don't understand
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
It's like the,
And
the Americans when you say water, they're like, oh, it's water.
It's water.
Yeah.
It's water.
Yeah.
And in Germany, it's Wasser.
Wat is gezegd?
Wasser. Maar weet je, toen ik in Amsterdam was, luister ik zo die mensen wat praten, you know, in die restaurants en zo. I knew what most of them were saying.
Yeah.
Very close.
Very close.
To Afrikaans.
You can.
Ja.
So ik het is zo verloren gevoel.
Ja.
Zwitserland was een
Lekker.
different story dan. Daar had ik glad niks aan.
Salam.
Konnichiwa.
En Switzerland.
Kijk hier, in your nieuwe song?
Ooh.
No.
Can you ask them to bring my car around, please? Did you listen to the song?
No.
I was,
Nou, we ging arms. Jy gaan na my bril ook af.
Ik heb een migraine gehad, man. En hij dacht, die
So
song.
julle
My stem was seer.
Sama award-winning international artist moet nou hier praat oor 'n song wat julle nie eens die tyd gespaar het.
Ons gaat nou.
Nou, dat is wat ik niet van colored mense.
Maar ik had zo mijn stem, ik was ziek,
Ja.
man. was
Ek
ziek
het eens
geweest.
gewys in die land.
Ik heb het geweten.
Want ek het die laaste keer gehoor is 'n granaten daar. Nou,
En
so-
ik was die wifi daar. wat ik-
Ze
Ja.
hebben geen stem om te luisteren
Die
in mijn broer.
wifi, kan ik het downloaden.
So the track.
Track is available on all streaming platforms. Please go and support my shit.
Maar nog,
Okay?
nog even een stukje van die track, mos. Zeg,
Hij moet niet dakko niet.
Ja.
Het is een freebie. Het is een freebie. Know your worth.
Yo, I think I used to MC a show for free, man.
Nou,
Like,
joh,
ik heb
wat?
het vaak niet gegeven. Ik denk dat
Oh, ze ons nou kicks. Ik heb nou die show gedaan voor free. So the next interview wat jullie moet doen, speak to my lawyers and my manager. Please, a paid gig.
Song?
Amongst the Stars, it's one of the songs that I'm probably the most proudest of. I'll give you 2 reasons why. A, my mother chose it before she died as my single. Second reason is because the only things that I'm not playing in there are the trumpets.
Oh. So everything else.
Ja, ik heb zo een Lenny Kravitz Prince move
Oh,
gegooid.
yeah.
Not a lot of artists can do that, and I've got the God-given talent, and I really wanted to do that. So, don't go and listen to the track. Go and feel it.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think there's a song that you've done that you don't feel.
Nah, but this song slaps different. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm in a different place. But this song is like, it's like, yo, where's this girl going? You can hear the growth. You can hear the. It's net.
When kan zij downloaden en dan kan ze mijn kopie sturen.
Ek sal as ek wifi
Die
sien ook.
CD.
No. Okay, go
Goed
and say
zo.
that. Go and WhatsApp it for you.
Ah, weer.
Score!
Nou,
Kapitaal
ek maar
zijn hier,
nou
kom
ek
eens
maar
te show.
date.
Volgens mij Pieter nou.
Ek koop
No,
Pieter.
listen to your song. Now we will give you
wow.
feedback on Claire's
Kijk, die water is baie lekker geweest, no?
Ja.
Maar jullie moet grotere glazen kry because it's baie paraat.
Claire, thank you very much for being
Thank
here.
you so much for having me, gentlemen.
No,
I
but
really
on
do
a serious
appreciate
note,
it.
we are appreciative of who you are and your talent. And I love the fact that you are just who you are. That's ja,
Thank you.
answer te rei besig het nie. You're an extremely talented person, as
Thank
we
you
all
so
know.
much.
And I hope everything just goes bigger and better from here.
For you, congratulations with your book.
Thanks.
I'm very proud of you for doing that because it's not easy to. I know you put a lot of effort into that and you funded it yourself.
Yeah.
People don't get how expensive it is to
Yeah.
make albums
Yep.
and to write books.
Yeah.
Wayne, everything you touch turns to gold.
Thanks, man.
With your book that you busy
Yes,
with
no, it's
now,
coming. It's be a
it's
gold.
coming.
Gouden reeks.
Boet and Sarki Part 2. I wish you all the luck.
Books. We got a new dog in there. Books too.
Guys, thank you very much
Yeah.
for... Sorry, can I...
Yeah, no, you can say, but
Ik kan graag een point aan. Ik kan
Waar,
niet
julle?
nou-
Kijk je ons doen die julle show. Ik
Ja.
is gebied daar.
I was in on
Tijd- Maar tijd met jou in je camera, man. Tijd met jouw camera.
Okay.
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 Hi guys.
Fire for Barach.
Thank you very much for
Thanks.
joining us. As the next one, thank you to Simplify IT Services
Yes.
for sponsoring ons praat via
Yes,
Bye.
thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Die suidooste wind en die wisse wallige reën. Ek weet, ek weet, ek weet, ek weet. Ek weet ek's nie die enigste een. Mama vat my huis toe. Mama roep my thuis toe. Oh, sing vir my. Aku mama, aku mama, aku mama. Aku mama. Mama